Hey, it's Lucy, and welcome to Nether Beck. This week I thought I would do something different. I really wanted to go out for a hike because it was a gorgeous day. I also really wanted to film a video, so I thought, why not do them both together? I live in the most gorgeous part of the country. I live right on the edge of Wasdale and Eskdale in the Western Lake District in the UK. And, well, instead of you just seeing the back of my, kitchen or living room, why not come and see the extension of my back garden? I thought I would revisit a topic that I did for my second ever video, which was imposter syndrome. And I made that video at the very start of my PhD, about a year in, back when I was still kind of finding my feet, which I'm doing right now, or finding my niche and kind of finding my self-belief too. I'm not at Oxford anymore. I'm 1 year out of Oxford and 1 year into my new role as my new permanent role as a scientist here in the Lake District. And once again, 1 year into that, I'm still finding my feet and finding my niche, and I'm still trying to find that self-belief all over again. And because I get asked this all the time, I get asked, will you revisit the topic of that second video on imposter syndrome? And because apparently I need to figure this out all over again. So here's a video on what is imposter syndrome, why do we feel it, and what can we do about that? Well, really what I should say is what did I do about it, because I really got past this. This was, by the end of my PhD, imposter syndrome was not on my radar. It was not one of my many concerns. I actually felt like it wasn't something I worried about. So how did I do that? So to start off with, what is imposter syndrome? I'm stuck. Hang on. Either you're watching this already knowing what imposter syndrome is, or when I tell you what it is, you're going to go, oh, it has a name. Imposter syndrome is it is the feeling that everybody else is more competent than you, everyone else is more capable than you, everyone else knows what they're doing, it's just you. And any minute now, the people in charge are going to realize that, oh, there's been some terrible mix-up here. Why did she get through again? 24-year-old me gave the following examples. As for 29-year-old me, and that was 5 years ago. Have I really been blogging for 5 years? Yes, I've been blogging for 5 years. 29-year-old me will give the following examples. How about starting a job in the nuclear industry when you have a PhD on the surface of Mars and wondering how long exactly it'll be before your boss realizes you haven't studied maths since you were 16, or giving a presentation on the post-radiation evaluation of advanced gas-cooled reactor fuel at the active handling facility to new starters, and thinking, I didn't know any of this existed a year ago. Am I really the best person to be doing this? Or suggesting a research project idea to a bunch of scientists and getting one trivial detail of it wrong, and then thinking, right, this is it, this is the moment, and you realize, I don't know what I'm talking about, I know nothing, I am not clever enough or competent enough or good enough or enough to be here. Is any of this sounding like you? Because I really hope it's not just me. It's awful, really. Imposter syndrome, it takes every bit of evidence you've got that you're capable, like qualifications or experience or skills, and it sort of shoves them into a jar and screws the lid on tight, and you're left with nothing but your own insecurities and fear, really. Fear is how it manifests itself to me. I still maintain, as I did age 24, that a bit of self-doubt is good. Nobody wants to be arrogant or conceited. It's healthy to be humble, be willing to learn, constantly be expecting to grow. But the problem is imposter syndrome it takes this way too far, and it turns all of that into really unhealthy self-abasement. And I did overcome this in my PhD over those 4 years. I'm not sure if this is a good technique or not, but it's what I did and it's what worked for me. what I did was I fought in every aspect of my studies to acquire proof that I was not terrible at the thing. I started accumulating things I could point to when I was feeling down and say, you can't be that terrible a geochemist because you've got, X experiments and the data looks good, or you can't be that bad a scientist, you actually got publishable data that got out into the scientific world, or you can't be that bad at presenting because you won Y prize at such a conference. I really feel like this isn't a nice way out of the problem. I feel like I should be telling you, ooh, that looks exciting. I feel like I should be telling you that I took up meditation and learned to love myself just the way I am. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, this place is great. Where was I? Super serious topics. Yes, I literally kept a list. I literally wrote down anything I was proud of. Not kind of like keeping a list of stuff to go on your CV, except it was everything that was something I was proud of. And that pointed as evidence, no matter how small, that I wasn't completely useless. As a scientist especially, I think it helps to have almost a second opinion in the form of reality, saying, yeah, but look, it can't be that bad. And this is not the same as saying, oh, hey, you're so great. This is not, what's the word? It's not narcissism. It's not saying, oh, look, you're a brilliant presenter. Oh, look, you're a wonderful scientist. It's literally just stopping the, oh, you're a terrible scientist, you're a terrible presenter, etc. Okay, so 29-year-old Lucy dealing with imposter syndrome at work because you're not a nuclear scientist, and worrying about the upcoming release of my book because, what if people say it's terrible? Feeling like, do I deserve any of this? How can I stop with the imposter syndrome this time? Work hard to be better. Let's look into the future. Be kind and encouraging to your present self. And then looking back to the past, don't forget all the things you've done, all the things you've accomplished that you're proud of and that are worth remembering. I don't even know if you can hear me over this racket. Okay, since I think it's starting to rain, tell me in the comments what works for you in getting past imposter syndrome, or what advice have you been given that you think sounds good and you're going to put to the test. I was not scoffing earlier at meditation. I have the mindfulness book. I have read it cover to cover and I thought it was wonderful. Considering yourself worthy of love and I don't know, kind thoughts and all that stuff is wonderful, and if you've already reached that point, then I applaud you. Please tell me how to get there. Yeah, and please tell me, we talk about imposter syndrome. It is something that I heard about a lot, and I think that's great. But is there anything else regarding mental health that we're not talking about that you think we should be? And how can we get that discussion going? Thank you for listening, if you can still listen. My name is Lucy Kissick. I have a PhD in planetary science and I work in the nuclear industry as a research scientist. And take care. Yeah, don't form on logs.